the audio on, so we just watched you type for.
Yeah, hold on.
There. Now we're streaming.
And then I go to live.
This is not Blanchard School. I'm there.
So once you click on the icon with the tower.
We have our map colored.
I did. It does. It has push pins on it.
I want little pins, and I want like full parcel color.
Light green, dark green, and medium green.
Roger.
You shall receive.
Yeah, we're streaming.
The white pins mean what?
We're streaming because I can see Dustin. I can see Dustin walking around. I have not taken us off mute yet.
Red ones are the ones that have said, thanks, but no thanks.
I can get you this.
All right. Get it? Just takes time.
One way or the other. It's got
Okay, so this.
Truthfully, putting it in map form looks a lot better than.
Maybe a Blanchard live stream.
Yeah, for the last 70 seconds.
Okay, so we're gonna check it out.
No, again, that was
I
this
don't need to
morning.
wake up.
This one is.
Okay.
This one I can see all of us.
So the white
I found it.
we have,
White is acquired.
Touch up to.
Yes.
yellow,
Is still negotiating. Red, they've
Looks
said,
like
thanks, but
that,
no thanks.
all the way to the.
At what point do you want me to unmute?
No thanks, people.
Yes,
Yeah.
including the person that countered our $6,000 proposal with a $106,000 counter.
is that this guy?
No, that was.
This is why I haven't unmuted us.
Out of quitting time to go vote.
Yes, go to YouTube. Up in the search. We have Blanchard live stream. I did the same thing.
There we go.
Got another,
I was on you.
got an extra copy of the
Yeah, that was last
proposed
time.
budget.
What does it look like
Can I
on your
switch?
screen?
Thank you.
This one got,
Oh, that's the
got
last
only a
meeting.
single punch, so it's barely holding together. Green screen terminal, that's what it looks like.
They're on.
Or is that before your time?
If you're, I'm sorry?
Green screen terminal, or is that before your time?
That might be-
Because
If you're on,
the entire screen
if
is
you have
green.
a live stream right now, it looks like that.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I got it right here. That's what you can see online?
I switched it to where, that's what you see online right now. I'll flip it over to the cameras in a second.
Yeah.
Wait until the meeting starts.
That seems like a reasonable idea.
Do we not have any extra copies?
Well, I don't know if you saw them before I left the house. What do you need a copy of? I've got duplicates of this.
My aides probably.
I've got both of them, all the photographs and sent them. What? No, I've got my own, but I quit it. I did on Scott's, yeah. But I sent you the actual photographs that I took out there of the buildings.
Yeah, it's on my phone, why did it not?
Cropped them and made them smaller so they're not so big.
I'll unmute us.
Not quit hitting that O.
They're still pretty decent size, but I wanted to make sure that all 8 of them would go on one email.
You know what, you saw me just do this, so why is it not populating again? Live stream, here we go, let's see what happens now. Nothing.
I don't know why it's showing that.
Stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate.
Here we are. It's the third one down.
And
Copy.
And it's the one that says live.
Stream's current bit rate is
Recommend what?
showing, but it's, what it's showing is that.
That's what we wanted to show.
Okay.
So we good? Do I need to
So
call
we're
Mike?
good.
We're good.
Okay.
We are good.
Now, there is probably going to be some slowness as we go through the evening, people turn on the routers around here.
Printed on the page.
What's on the screen is what's supposed to.
Since we're in the black.
So how do you turn it off?
Go alt self-destruct.
Is it something you have to do or Chuck does?
I'm not touching nothing.
It's over here.
Mute to the camera system. Has it from the settings.
Why is it on that computer instead of that?
That is not a computer, and that is my laptop that I
Why
did
do you
minutes
turn your
on.
laptop?
Well, because I'm scared to try to do anything with that antiquated laptop when these new ones are running things
Where did my BMI?
well. Exactly.
Did you get my BMI too?
I can loan you next day.
Is it on that?
There you go, just give me that one.
It's a login.
Give you Brandon. And I thought I actually had, we had 10 copies. I don't
This is the council one. I don't know where the hell I knew I printed that one out. I thought I did.
I tried to key in.
It printed wonky. Yeah, I did, but it did it wonky, didn't it?
The same screen.
Come on, fat fingers. Yep, I do. There it is right there. I'll be all right. I'll be okay. I just want to talk to you when you're moan about stuff. There. No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, all right. Oh, you needed this?
No, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
I will need to take
Just being friendly. I didn't know you needed stuff.
well, the only thing I need is that at the opportune moment to take it off mute. I've kept it on mute so the people out there can't hear us talking.
Show me what mute button to hit, and I can hit it 9 out of 10 times.
You sometimes you get up here and you look scared. So, to tell you. God, where is the damn, it's right there, that one?
Just hit that, all right. Coach, I'm I can do that. You can do that? Yeah, I can. Brandon, what's going on, man? Yes, sir, I completely understand that. Why did my stuff print all upside down and wonky?
He's going to the party, the celebration party or the cry party for Cole tonight, because he's done a lot of his campaigning. He's running to replace Brad Bowles.
Audrey, do I have to adjust the volume on here? Because the volume is nothing.
I mean,
No, say yes or no, like you know.
running against him.
Okay. So just go full bore, full on the volume?
The shame of the matter is Cole Stevens graduated from Blanchard. A lot of people in Blanchard, but the majority of Blanchard's in Fairfield County, and they can't vote for him. It's going to be Grady County. All right, let's see, it's 6 o'clock. Let's call this meeting to order and.
Well,
Ben Witt,
I think I'm here.
Christina Short. Yes. Brandon Alley.
Yes.
Christina Short. Yes. And Michael.
I'm here.
Okay.
All right. Item B3 on the agenda tonight is the city business agenda, the public hearing for the 2027 city budget. So I have 6:01, and we will open the public hearing for comments from the public on the city budget as presented.
I'm off. Found that out already.
I was here today.
I'm muted, so.
Okay. Austin, do you want to represent the public?
Not to represent the public.
Want to turn your mic on?
Make sure. Well, seeing as we have no one that wishes to address the council during the public hearing, have 6:02, and we will close the public hearing. Item 3B is a resolution 2026-108CC to adopt the fiscal year 2027 city budget.
Austin has a presentation.
Yes.
All right. So as we have seen in the couple of meetings prior to this meeting, we have condensed some of the main highlights into a small presentation just to kind of go over the basic points of what this budget consists of. If there's any questions regarding the budget, I'll take that right now, or otherwise I will start going through some of the highlights of the general fund first and then BMIA. So if there's any questions up front.
I had
Yes.
one, this is page 9. All under city general fund expenses, advertising and billing changes, it says election charges.
Yes.
Okay. So is this for the 1 cent sales tax?
Correct, primarily. There will be a budget amendment, which we talked about at the last meeting, probably for any future elections that come forth. That's primarily going to pay for the 1 cent sales tax. Yes.
Oh, there's a couple of us due for election next year.
Correct.
Is that yet or not? Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, if no other questions, I'll begin. So as what was published in the newspaper, the city general fund revenue totals $8.8 million. Our special funds, which is like your outdoor warning device, TIF fund, and all of those sales tax, $5.3 million. The main revenue source, which is sales tax and use tax, we project by looking at kind of an average from 2023 to present, $93,100, which gave us $5.59 million for the projected fiscal year 27. Use tax, 1 penny for the same period of time, $35,000, that's 1 penny per month, and that generates roughly about $2.12 million in projected. Yes, sir.
Those two numbers that you just said are not what's on this presentation.
No, that is absolutely correct, sir. 33, that changed with the final numbers. Do I have the wrong one? My apologies. My number, I have the wrong number in this this form here. That is the correct number, 92.4, and then 33.06. That is the correct number as of today. This is a rounded number in the budget document you have physically printed. It's a rounded number. Thank you. There are only one new fund that we have added, that is the 1 penny capital projects fund. That is going to be a separate fund. That is the 1 penny capital tax that will go for election this year. That new fund will be created. And then I have 36,000 of carryover funds, and these are for 911 grant funds that we were awarded this year that we budgeted, and fire donations and ACOG grant that we will need to transfer over into the next year from this year's budget. Any questions from that? In the city budget expenses, we are looking at about 8.9 million. As you could tell, that's more than what the revenue is. There is fund balance carryover that will need to be used to cover that gap. The special revenue expenses, 6.1 million is what we project for the projected year. No new positions. We're having 2 positions, admin and police. One position in admin, which is the GIS intern, 1 position in police, which has not been funded, or which has not had a position filled in the entire year. We're going to not fill it as of right now. And then in communications, we'll reduce a full-time position to a part-time position. Beginning in July of 26, the city, looking at the health insurance deciding to go to a high deductible plan. We had some salary savings there. Part of that money will go to a $500 stipend that will pay to everyone, all employees who are qualified, $500 into an FSA flexible spending account for use for health insurance purposes. The remainder, there's $700 stipend that will be available to all qualified employees. Will go towards a stipend at the beginning of the year. The longevity check, which you have seen in past years, was funded for this fiscal year, so you'll see that given to the employees around Christmas time, December 1st. As I mentioned, the high deductible plan did create a small salary savings, about 1%. It ended up being about $80,000 in total revenues, expense savings there, and that's what is funding the stipends for this year. Not the longevity check, that was already budgeted, but just the $700 and the $500. Employees can buy up to the low deductible plan because we have Insure Oklahoma, which requires us to have a low deductible plan. Since that is on the table, employees can buy up to get the lower deductible.
Is that a set fee, or is it proportionate to the person's coverage or their salary?
It is the buy-up.
Buy-up, yeah.
It is a set fee. It's about, for an employee by themselves, the health insurance by itself is about $100. I think $97 is what it is per month.
Per month.
Per month. Yes. And then the last major change is we reduced our transfer. Historically, we've transferred 5% of workers' comp, and we are transferring 3.61%. Those are the main highlights there. And then the other highlights as continued, 1 penny, 75% of 1 penny has been historically transferred into a street and alley account, which pays for the salaries, wages, and the maintenance, potholes, all, the day-to-day activities of the streets department. Our recommendation is to transfer 40% this year. The difference would be covered by the fund balance that we believe about $800,000 in the street and alley will cover the difference of not moving the full 75%. 2 points that we wanted to make is that the transfer for the capital 1 cent would roughly generate about 1.542 million, and that same amount would be what we would transfer over projected wise for the section line road 1 penny use and sales tax. The 1 penny, or the 75% of 1 penny is just sales tax, no use tax on that. The last thing is, as mentioned, the capital projects fund, the 1.54. Most of that money goes to paying the BMIA debt service of about 1.371 is what we need to cover our debt that we have with the 2017 note, the 2019, which that will pay off, the 17 will pay off, but we still have the 22A, the 22, and so forth, the 24 bond, or the 24 note that's still active. So we still have a considerable amount of that debt that will cover the 1 penny, and the remainder, which is about $130,000, will be transferred back into the city account to pay for our lease purchases that we have purchased, police cars. Well, actually, the police cars have paid off, but different trucks that we have purchased in the last couple of years will pay off those remaining notes. And then the last is all capital requests as listed above: the Parks Building, admin IT, police cars, fire grant, senior center roof. That will be funded by a fund that we have for emergency management that has about $1.3 million. We want to maintain about $1 million based on what we have, about $930,000 will remain. That is for disaster recovery. If we have to enter into a contract and there's a disaster and we need a contract, we have to have funds available, and so we want to maintain at least about $1 million. But we recommend about $382,000 to be used to one-time capital purchases.
That leaves us just about the 1 million?
Just shy of $1 million. And if there's any revenue increase or anything, we would put that back into this account if we're able to. So that covers that, and then the next few slides are simply the summaries that are found in each of these proposed budgets.
Commented, can you go back one slide? You commented in terms of lease purchases that basically all of the police cars are paid off?
Yes. Oh, well, I do apologize. No, that is not correct. The ones that we purchased a few years ago were paid off, but the new one for the police that we purchased this year, that is a lease purchase.
So we have one out there for that, and
Correct.
we have trucks.
Trucks, yes. The city hall trucks, that the code enforcement, parks.
We're still low on that?
A little bit, yes. This will be the last year.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yes. Any questions?
I like the audit reports because I can go back and look and see how much is still there.
Yes.
What's fixed to drop off and what's still out there.
They put a page for P&I and yes.
Hey, Ben, is your mic on? Your mic on? I can't hear you.
Any questions? So I think we can skip down to BMIA unless there's any questions about the summaries or the numbers that we've seen in a couple times. All right. Proposed budget, BMIA, $4.7 million in revenue. Our special funds, which is mainly your debt service, and then what's remaining left over in the CDBG project covers the $2.2 million. Ran many different scenarios. We ended up sticking with ORWA's, their 22% to project what we believe is going to be our water cells water cells for the 27 fiscal year. It came out to about a 22% increase. So the number that is in the BMI budget, which I will verify, the $2.499 million is based on that projection. I did not include the CPI in Oklahoma City that the council approved to be in January. We'll see what that number comes out to, so we did not make we didn't increase using any of those numbers. Because of the ORWA's analysis came much late, it was very hard to project exactly what we're going to collect. So far, the last couple months, we've seen the increase that has been put on the water rates has been seen compared to previous years. But not till we get to the hot months and the high consumer uses when we'll see the numbers really generate there. Sewer, that one was even a harder one to, because without metered service, we stuck with a 9% increase, although we do suspect that will be much larger. At this point, we were extremely conservative on that. And then this sanitation, because there's no increase to our contract for this year, there was no change. We didn't change the revenue increase at much, but we'll want to revisit it when we do the CPI change. And then I wanted to point out of the whole revenue, the 4.7 million, 206 is budgeted for restricted. This is your infrastructure fee, water impact fees, sewer impact fees, which water impacts and sewer impacts are based on permits, and up to the time that we did our analysis, permits were down for the year. However, in the last month since those numbers came out, we've had a flurry of permits, and Brittany has been to her eyeballs in permits, so that might be a lower projected number, but these are revenues that have been set aside by the council. And one I did not mention is setting aside water for capital water items that the council approved that did not make it on the list, but that is included in that 206 number. I believe the number's low, but once again, this is a projection into the next year.
I know that we adopted a $7 infrastructure fee.
Yes.
Years ago. We have, due to expenditures unforeseen expenditures that has hit us, we have not been able to put that in a dedicated account and hold it. Is it projected in the new budget to do that?
That's
$7
yes.
To hold it for every month?
That's correct. Any questions on that? And then, once again, just the summaries of each that's in each of the packets are in there.
Did we get a copy of the presentation emailed to us?
Yes. That is all I have for right now. It's not pretty. This is what we have for right now, and we'll try to do the best we can and keep what we have, and really at the end of the day, economic development is what generates on the city side, that's what generates the sales tax. That's what we need.
I'm sure there is, but is there a mechanism in the water department? I know today I was in and saw the ridiculous number of past due notices going out.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's something we've got to address in the future, how to better control that so that the city is not fronting and loaning that much, because not to pay Oklahoma City for the water we're buying from them, they wouldn't be nice and say, well, we'll let you pay it when you
just wait.
So we've got to tighten that up somehow and clean it up so that that money, we don't have that much money, but can you easily print reports and show what on a specific month, say for example this month in July and June, can you print out how much money we are actually in arrears that is delinquent as of today, how much is outstanding on the state?
We can, but G-Works, it's much harder to tell what that, it's not a dollar amount, it's a by accounts. That is one of the reasons why we're moving to Cassell, is to have better documentation. It's too fluctuating for us to tell because of the way the ebb and flow of receivables. It's just not as strong in G-Works for us to get a good number each month.
Have that number in before us ending that is past due and not being paid.
Okay. Yeah.
How we can research that or come up with it. Like, is there a report that can be printed today because that many notices went out with that much?
Yeah, every month that is generated from a report of outstanding balances, and that would be the report to use for that purpose, correct?
Can you go back and do historical ones, or you have to do it?
No, G-Works does not store that information.
Can you then make it a note to tomorrow, get a report of what this month is as of today?
Yes.
And then we'll have that to fall back on in the months to come when we have to start working on addressing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody have any specific questions for Daniel? I commend you. Probably the most logically put together and understood and read and detailed budget that we've had in a long time, if ever. That much detail, you find out where your problems are.
That's why we weren't given detail. Yes. But this is what Chuck and I, at least in our tenure, this is what we were asking for.
Yeah, for a long
Every single
time.
year and not getting. So thank you for
You're welcome.
telling us and showing to us, both of you. Appreciate it.
The synopsis we got in the past was just that. It was almost like a guess of where we were. I appreciate it.
I'd like to echo the mayor's compliments to Daniel. And untold hours, basically building this thing from scratch, and has done a great job.
Thank you. I will say, if we relied solely on G-Works, it was very hard to get that data. This had to come from taking out of G-Works the information and putting it in a logical format, not in a format that was created years and years and years, and the system was unable to. This required us to have to make a change on that part, instead of generating something from G-Works, so.
Even with budgeting software, there's no perfect.
No, that is correct.
That's, they all have to be customized, so.
Yes, and
Effectively built your own, so.
pretty much that's what we had to do. And I'll also shout out Raquel Simonson. She also did the charts and everything and the setup of it. She spent hours working on putting those together, checking the numbers. I had to do the formulas, but she worked just as hard getting this done and put together, because we wanted to give you guys something that you guys could understand, and all the information was there.
Having a city manager who's willing to do that.
Yes.
Yes. Nice feeling.
And as Roger mentioned, the old saying, the computer's garbage in, garbage out. So,
Yes.
make sure you got your ducks in a row and get it into the
Meetings that were held ahead of time to say, here's where we are, were, for me, were very helpful. I'm the nerdy one that digs like that.
Yes.
Another thing that helps on this is that OWRA study.
Yeah.
Where we were. And
Yes.
what we needed to change. So that makes a big difference in this.
I think that just verifies it. I think we've always kind of known the baby was ugly, just nobody wanted to say it. And truth.
No, we kept getting halfway pretty things thrown at us.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as you think.
It's in color, it's got to be true.
That's why we got the monkey a banana.
Daniel said that your baby was ugly. I think your baby is very lovely.
I said, what a baby.
And the attorney said nothing at all.
We're just good, you guys go have a nap now.
Oh no, the fun's just beginning. We gotta get this into so we can get ready for year end and get a approved book and take it to the state capitol and all that fun stuff, so. But I do appreciate the council and all your input, asking questions, helping me stay on my toes, and getting the information to you guys. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate the nice, compact, and readable.
Finally got it to where it was readable.
I know that it was not easy to not fill positions, and I know that it makes people it makes staff go into a bit of a panic mode. And so I don't envy what that communication inside of your building looks like. I hope, and like previous years, I hope you're having those communications.
Tomorrow's the day.
Okay.
Yes.
And again, as I said in the previous meetings, we're not vacating a currently filled position, and I'm glad that we're not in that position.
Right.
But we do have to be mindful of where we are and how tight that is.
Well, it's not easy to backfill missing that $1 million. And that's
Squeezed all the right lemons this year.
Yes. And we are in the process of reviewing all contracts, different things that we spend money, whether it's cleaning or rugs or, different things. We are going to start reviewing. That's another task that's been granted upon some of the different staff in City Hall, is to start looking at contracts. What's unnecessary? Do we have a contract that's unnecessary? Can we take a look at it and make some changes? I've already made a few phone calls to some vendors myself, so that will be something coming down the pipeline as well.
the presented budget. Do you want a resolution for both, or is it separate?
There will be
Two resolutions, one for BMIA and one for the city.
Different numbers.
Yes.
The first one is adopting the city budget.
Motion to approve, what is it, 2026-107 CC, or 108?
108.
I corrected myself.
I would second that.
The second by Christine.
Brandon Alley,
Yes.
Ben Witt,
Yes, ma'am.
Christine Short, Chuck Kemper,
Yes.
and Michael Scow.
Item 3C is a resolution 26107CC adopting the expenditures over $10,000.
Second.
Alley,
Yes.
Ben Witt, Christina Short, Chuck Kemper, and Michael Scow.
Item 3D is resolution 109-CC, accept certain easements along Northeast 70th Street for the purposes of installing the 70th Street water line. Weston County has brought us a nice color-coded, it wasn't a color-coded map, it's a color-coded push pins.
Good evening, council members. I have the opportunity to submit a one-page document rather than the book page in front of you previously. On the map, as it's shown, between last week's action and this week's action, the white push pins have been acquired. The yellow push pins, we are still in active negotiations with the property owners on. The red push pins are folks that have said no, or have negotiated in a manner that is not reasonable that we're going to be able to come to an agreement. When we're offering to pay $6,000 and someone else responds with a negotiated price of $106,000, that would sink our entire project. So it is more than likely that at least 3 of our easements are going to have to go through the legal process to acquire. I am intending to have a meeting more than likely on Thursday with our acquisition firm to firm up most of the remainder of these. There seem to be a couple of little questions out there. See if there's something that we can do to spur those from maybes to yeses, and then we're going to have to tie up this project. And if we don't get yeses out of some of the people that are just him-hawing, we may have to go through the legal procedure with them. I'd prefer not to, but we also have to get this project done. In related news with this, some of the folks here have asked to be tied on to the water line, and we don't want any direct connections onto that 16-inch water line. So we have been in conversations. Mr. Coleman, Mr. Standridge, and I were in a meeting yesterday with Mr. Sullivan, where we've mapped out ways to use a parallel 6-inch water line to provide water service to the property owners that have requested that as part of this process. Are there any questions from the council members on that at this time? On anything regarding the 70th Street project or this resolution at this time?
You mentioned legal. Mr. Perry, what is our legal choices here? Is it an eminent domain kind of thing, or how would that work?
Yes.
Yeah. If somebody doesn't want to sell, or doesn't want to sell at a reasonable price, then you do a condemnation proceeding. Basically taking the property and paying them what the court believes to be a reasonable valuation.
Normally successful?
Yeah, yeah. It's always successful, it's just whether it's the amount of money that the city wants to pay on it, because the city has the power to take that property and pay a reasonable amount for it.
Challenge with that approach, and is almost always successful, is that it makes people not be your friend anymore.
I don't think they're too friendly if we're offering 6 and they ask for 106, so.
Yeah. And I shouldn't have said always successful. It is almost always, but in a situation like this where there's no question it's a public use, it's going to be successful.
And we're talking 3 red pins at this point, okay.
3 red pins at this point. Hopefully the yellows turn into whites soon and not reds. We're working with Poe and Associates. They've been very communicative. Multiple conversations a week with them trying to get some of these tied up. Hopefully we get something good, and we can send them on their way, and we can get going on this project.
If we go through that process, the way the system works, do we basically eat the legal expense as part of the process, or does the property owner have to
Because the property owner is under no obligation to negotiate at all with you. And so if they don't, then that's the only recourse that you really have is to do that, and it's just part of doing business.
That's foreseeing that we may run into something this is like this is why we had an appraisal done of all of these properties as we started this process. So we've established what a fair market value is.
More than likely, the courts would consider the appraisal as a fair process and accept that typically as a...
There's an independent group of people, commissioners that are appointed by the court, decide what the reasonable value is. The good thing about having the appraisals is that we can put that forward to the court and say, this is the work that we've already done on this thing, and the commissioners will consider that, but it's not responsible.
Question is, if that starts, what's the timeline to run that system through?
I have to look at the statutes and see all of the steps. I haven't ever done it myself. I've done the inverse condemnation where somebody sues the city because they say that the city has taken their property. But I haven't ever done a condemnation. I'm sure my father has.
Might know who he is. But when do you think we would get to point zero to say, okay, these are going to, these have been negotiated and we've resolved them, and these 3 or 4 or whatever is a no?
Yeah, my intention is, again, we've had, in the last week, the reason you guys have a resolution in front of you is we've had 3 more come in. My intention is later this week to make sure that, that our easement acquisition firm has all the information that they need to look over these yellow tracks in particular and say, what is it that this property owner needs to be able to say yes? And see if that's something that we can do, whatever it is, because I think there's at least 1 or 2 of them that have almost agreed in principle, but just haven't signed the paperwork. So I want to get a better answer to you before I do that. I do think it's reasonable to say that we make a decision at the July council meeting to the things that are still yellow at the July council meeting were probably red.
That sounds fair.
So the 3 that are on the resolution tonight, are shown as yellows at this time on the map?
They're shown as white.
Oh, white, okay.
I had a question. This looks like 15 and 16. If I understand it right, we have to move away from 70th a ways to bore underneath the turnpike.
Yes.
So that offset, is that on 15 and 16, or is that also going to include 14 and 17? Well, 17 is going to be fun with that oil pad sitting there.
It is wholly contained in 15 and 16. They were presented the correct easements at the beginning of this process. 16 is already, 16 is white, so we have that to be able to do that. 15 is owned by Scott Brothers Development. We've been in negotiations with them about this piece of property. They intend to develop it. We'll see what happens with that. But we have a cash offer in front of them for that. So we'll see what they say. I've sent another email out to them and requested a phone call from the Scotts and haven't received that yet.
That bore obviously is going to be along that. I know MTA will not allow us to parallel their right-of-ways.
Right.
To get across there, we'd have to go straight through underneath.
Yeah, it is a long bore, and we have spent, I don't know, it's probably been 6 or 7 versions of these sets of plans that we've reviewed and gone back and forth on, but.
So looking at them, if we have to go perpendicular to the turnpike, it looks like most of that offset is probably going to be on 15, with very little on 16 now.
It's not quite perpendicular, but there is more on 15 than there was on 16, yes.
So how would the motion read? We're going to approve who's already accepted, and then are we going to establish a date for, like, the next council meeting? Where we
Vice Mayor, I would not establish a date.
Okay.
We still have to talk to our easement acquisition firm. They may have an opportunity to go to these people individually, knock on doors and shake hands and say, hey, this is what we're doing and this is why we're doing it. And sometimes, a face-to-face encounter kind of changes the attitude.
And we don't think we can do that in a month? We need 2 months? I think, Roger, a date has to be established.
Absolutely, but absent real logical information, I think setting a date, I mean, we could set a date in, like, for the August meeting, if you like, give us far out, and if we exceed that, then yay. If we don't exceed that, then we're talking about it in August.
Sounds fair.
The resolution as it's written just accepts these, and
Ones that we already have.
and if you'd like the next resolution next month, I can make sure that we put a terminus in.
I'll make the motion to accept these 3 that's as presented.
Brandon Alley,
Yes.
Ben Witt, Christina Short.
Yes.
Chuck Kemper.
Yep.
And Michael Scow.
Yes. All right. Item B4 is the public hearing on the presentation of the 2027 BMIA budget. 6:42, and we will open the public hearing. That's authority. One out there that I don't see, let's to address council.
I see no members of the public, sir. Staff has anything further for BMA?
Okay, well, I have 6:43. Close the public hearing. And item 4B is to resolution to adopt 2026-23 on BMIA of the BMIA budget.
Second.
Christina Short.
Yes.
Brandon Alley,
Yes.
Ben Witt, Chuck Kemper.
Yes.
And Michael Scow.
Item 4C is a resolution 2026-22 BM approving the expenditures of over $10,000 for BMIA.
Brandon Alley,
Yes.
Christina Short.
Yes.
Ben Witt, Chuck Kemper.
Yep.
And Michael Scow.
Yes. I have 6:44, and the meeting's adjourned.
Mr. Downey?